go. Hey Legacy Builders, welcome back to Mind Your Money. In this video, I'm going to be closing out the fifth and final paycheck for March. Thank God for golden months. So let me jump right in. The very first thing I'm going to do is look at my bill tracker because we are going to pay our rent today. So I want to pay the rent right now. I'm looking at my operating account. I would think this was the operating account. Yeah, $1667.88 is what we have in there. And the last bill that we have due, Slothy, move to the side. The last bill that we have to pay in March is April's rent. So we're going to pay April's rent today on, excuse me, March 31st. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and Zelle that quickly, and then I'll check off my bill tracker so that I know all of the bills that we needed to pay in March are completed. And success, April's rent is paid. So I'm going to go ahead and put a check mark here. All of our bills for March are paid. Forgive the little whatever that is. That's ink from my printer. So that's it. We are done for March. All of March's bills have been paid. So now I'm going to zoom in. We're going to close out this budget. Okay, so we have $900 that was deposited into this account. That is what we are using today. And our tithe is $90. And that is the only giving portion. Next month's bills is not getting any money today. But we are going to send $50 to the emergency fund. Next is Fidelity. I'm going to send $50 to my IRA. So every little bit still helps. Nothing for funds. I did pull out $100 in cash. And that is broken down 35 into my personal binder, 15 going into abundance, and $50 for challenges. So nothing has changed with those allocations. And then for bills and expenses, okay, April's rent, we just paid that, but we're not putting money aside anymore for April's rent because April's rent has already been covered. For groceries, we did not need to spend any money for groceries this week because of the, what do they call it, this pandemic EBT that they sent for the kids, for children who were not able to go to school during the last school year because of the pandemic. They sent those cards, so we have more than enough for groceries that we don't need to allocate from our budgets. My Quicksilver credit card, I already paid that off. So what's happening is this is not going here, and I think I made a mistake because I'm supposed to write on here as I close out this budget that we put some money towards the rent for April. And I think that's the $610 that I'm leaving behind because I already paid off the Quicksilver credit card. So let me see where we are. We had $900 to start with. And then we subtract giving, emergency fund savings, investments, excuse me, $100 for cash, and $610 is left. That's what's I just earmarked for the rent. So this is actually $610. That's where the $610 has gone. Even though some of it's still going to end up being a part of our cushion anyway, but that's fine. So now let's take a look at our zero-based budget. We did start with $900 and for income, and all of our expenses equal $900. So we allocated every single dollar. We gave every dollar an assignment. Boom, shakalaka. I love it. So for percentages, 10% did go to giving. It's kind of hard to write this in here because of how the book is positioned. Savings, we saved $50. So 50 divided into 900 multiplied by 100 gives us 5.5%. And that should have been easy for me to do. And investing is the same. We invested 5.5% of our income. So percentages are done. So our rent is paid and all of our buckets have gotten something. All of the buckets that needed to got something. So now we can do some money moves because we're moving right along. So first up is the tithe, and the tithe is getting $90. I'm going to transfer that money in my from my Capital One checking account to the Capital One tithe and give account. That's where we give all of our money from. Any money that we're earmarking for giving, it goes here. So success. Tithe got $90. Next is the emergency fund. I'm going to Zelle $50 to my Ally account so we can allocate that $50 to the bucket, which we call emergencies. They give a really high interest rate for online accounts, and that's why I like it. It's secure, it's safe, it's FDIC insured. So I'm excited about being able to save more towards the emergency fund. Success. $50 went to the emergency fund. Fidelity is getting $50, so I'm going to send that over. I need a drink break. Success. All right, we already pulled out $100 in cash. I have it here. Of course, I'm going to use this money to stuff all of the cash in my next video, which I'll link in the pinned comment if you'd like to check it out. And then 610 is staying behind. So we've made all of our money moves. There's nothing else to be done. All of the money that had to be moved was moved, and we're ready to go ahead and reconcile the operating account, which is here. So I'm going to move this over. Again, we started with a balance of $16.67 with 88 cents. All right, so before I even do that, let's just make sure that I have the right amount of money moves. 90 plus 100, right? And that's it. That's 190. Just $190 is what has moved, because this is already reflected in the balance because I took it out in cash, and this was a part of the rent payment that we just made. So 1667 minus 1400 is 267.88. Okay. Then the next move I made was sending $90 to our tithe and give account. So when we subtract 90 from that, we have 177.88. There we go. The next money move that I made was $50 sent by Zelle to the emergency fund. So when I subtract that 50, we're left with 127.88. There we go. And then the next move is $50 going into our Fidelity. It hasn't physically moved yet because it takes at least a day or two for Fidelity to pull the money from my account, but I'm still going to write it on my expense tracker so I know how much of an actual balance we really have. So we'll subtract the $50 going to Fidelity for investing, and that leaves us with $77.88. Boom, there it is. $77.88 is what we have. So we're going to send some money to the Zero Out Challenge, and that means $7.88, because the last three digits of what's in the account is 788. So that's exciting. Let's send that over. Success. $7.88 went to the Zero Out Challenge, and we are left with $70 in this account as a cushion. Now, I'm hearing this negative thought in my head that I'm going to combat right now on camera and share with you people if you're watching. And some people think $7, you're saving $7, that's nothing. When you look at what's in this account right now, it actually makes a big difference to send a few dollars every week extra just to see how much you can save. And I'm going to continue with this because we are at $64.75 in our zero out challenge alone, just because we're saving small amounts each week whenever we can. Some weeks we don't get to save anything, but all of these small amounts still do add up to bigger, larger amounts. We're still building an emergency fund. Even though we're using less income, it doesn't mean savings is not possible. It truly, truly is possible. Even if you're only putting $5, $6, $7 a week, watch it add up. And added bonus, if you decide to use a high yield savings account, you get more money just for saving your money. You'll get better interest than if you use it in your regular brick and mortar bank. Credit unions, I'm not sure about. I'm still going to do some research to see what credit union around me offers great benefits, especially when it comes to saving money. Because in this time of high inflation, it's important to save as well as invest, as well as lowering your expenses and keeping them as reasonably low as possible. All right, so our reconciliation is done. We paid our rent for April today on March 31st. We have $70 rolling over into April, which is exciting. I'm going to be very careful about not spilling things on my workbook anymore so you don't have to see this mess. But that's it for this video. In the next video, you're probably going to see me do a March budget reset. You might even see it before this one because of how my recording schedule is, but I appreciate you for being here for as long as you did. Continue to mind your money, you guys. Manage it well and live your lives abundantly. I appreciate you. Bye for now.